Hello, my name is Ha, and now I will start presenting about our application. So our application name is LZ, and our team consists of 4 members. Talking about our technology stack, we basically use the MERN stack, Mongo for our database, Express, React, and Node. For styling, we utilize Bootstrap and also its library, React Bootstrap. For the communication between our server and the browser, we use ACRs, which is a HTTP client for JavaScript, and also JSON Web Tokens for encoding and decoding. Now I'm gonna pass on to Khang for the high-level design.
For high-level design, firstly is the front end. For the front end, we use React Web App, and here we have the container is store. This store indicate that everywhere in our app we can use data from the use config hook, or we can use data from local storage or session storage browser. So in the store, we have three main layer components based an API hook, and the page is the wrapper component of our small component for UI, and it will call all that one into the custom hook API hook. And in order to direct place and custom layout, we need to have the router. So we use router from React Router DOM, and we separate into private router and public router. And when talking with a backend, we need to have the actual client instance. So we set only one instance with custom request interceptor to talking with the backend via HTTP client. So when talking with a backend, we're using the Node.js app. In this one, we have the big container is Express. So this Express helpful for us to write the app interface in which we can identify the core middleware, policy master middleware, and we can write a router. For a router, we are divided into 5 small router, our user, admin, seller, and customer. So this router will be a place where we call API. Moreover, when we call API, we can ingest some custom middleware that we define as a function. And next, when I need to talk to the database, we need the database interface. So create that interface for talking with database. And this interface will be the independency injection into the model interface. So the model interface takes place for using the Mongo middleware. And the Mongo middleware very helpful for us to write some free. Of course, this one have a similar feature like trigger in MySQL. And when we create a model interface, we have to have the Mongo schema, and we have to map that schema into current instance model for using and create a specified function to use the database interface and talking with database. And then we have the data, we retrieve the data, we send back it to the front. Thank you.
Next, I'll be talking about the low-level design of our application. In the design, we'll be using MongoDB, a non-SQL database, to build our application. We have created 9 collections. Aside from the card, each has its own ID attribute, which is automatically generated when instance of that collection is established and guaranteed to be unique among all the instances. The user collection contains of 6 main attributes, such as ID, email, name, password, phone, and roles. And it has 3 child, which are admins, customer, and sellers. The admin has an addition category arrays, customer has the address, and seller has a business name. The category collections has a parent's ID and an array of subcategory IDs. This collection design will help implement linked lists for parents and subcategories in managing and displaying. Every product create will have an ID title, description, price, stock, seller ID, and at least one categories. When checkout, the system will generate an order instance, which create a product order instance based on all the product in the shopping cart. Additionally, the cart will store the arrays of the product order object, simulating the current customer cart.
So hello, my name is Khang, and now I will talk about our backend structure. So in our project backend architecture, we employ a well-organized structure consists of distinct layers. In each serve a specific purpose repository layer. This layer responsible for data storage and retrieval handle interaction with the database and ensure efficient data management. So for the controller API, The controller layer serves as a bridge between user requests and the core logic. This handles in user interaction and the communication between each model layer. The model layer is the core of our application, define essential business logic and represent an entity within the system. Our middleware function play a crucial role in our backend. They manage tasks such as authentication, user avatar upload, and stock image handling. Middleware inspect each outgoing request, ensuring that it's authorized before it's back to the server. So the router folder is a privileged file control route, and the API endpoint we utilize technique where we create multiple instances of expect route, nesting them within each other. This hierarchy up route enhance core modality, making it easier to scale and manage complex and application in the future. Now I'm gonna pass on here for the front-end structure.
For our front-end structure, we construct a three-tier build consisting of APIs, pages, and store, help us to enable the reusability of functions with our custom hooks, eliminate the reuse of code, and help us to develop to a way that more React-oriented. Here, our API folders contains all the custom hook that for making requests to the backend. And the pages folder contains all the page where we will render our components and utilize the UI. For the store folder, we will contain all the context hook to manage the global state of the application. And here you can see on the app file, the auth provider will handle the user authentication and maintain the user sessions. For the model provider, it will manage the display and the behavior of model dialogues. And for the tools provider, it will create and display a small box to display the HTTP status and the message. And lastly are the public router and the private router. These define roles with the public router for all the users and the private router for the login users.
So here is our online website store, and you can see here is the page for public user. As the public user, they can add to cart the product and they can check out. However, when check out, they need to log in before doing this task. And the app will direct us into the login page. And as you can see in the neighbor, it displays all of the category. And as the admin, we can create a new category from here. I would demonstrate the feature for you. So when logged in successfully, it directs us into the page for admin. In here, it displays total seller, total category, and in the category page, admin, they can create a new category, delete category, or update category. So for example, admin, they can write a subcategory necklace from the accessory parent category. And when they save, you can see new necklace category display here, and it will inherit all of the extra attributes from the parent. And next, when you log out, you can see in the accessory it display a new category necklace. And when I log in at a new seller, when I set up successfully, I log in. It directs us into the seller page. However, the status, firstly, when renew is pending, I need the admin to approve before I can post a new product. And yes, so I will come back into the admin page to accept the request of that seller. And when I move into the seller CV, I see this new seller, seller one of Gmail, depending, I approve this one and I can request order. And if it approved, when I refresh this page again, it will direct us into the page for the seller. And in the seller, I can create a new product. And specify the pricing, the stock, and the category will be the necklace created before, and with the image. And when I save, I need to enter the extra field that admin specified for the category. For example, the size is 30, discount is around 20%. And I said, you can see new product go next click with display here. In order to check if this one valid, I need to log out and go to the store page to see if there is a product. Go next click and it will display here for us. And then we can sign up a new customer to purchase that product. And I can do that by logging a new, by sign up a new account with the password and with the phone. As a customer, I need to specify my address. So I study on MIT, I will pick one. And when I sign up success, I can log in as that account. I can enter by phone, not just by email. And when I log in successfully, I can check my profile here. This is for the customer. In this one, I can update a new avatar to make my profile more beautiful. And when I press save, it will database will save the image and it display here for us successfully. And then I come back into the store page, and you can see here I don't have any product cart, and I need to add product into my cart, and I can do that by filter in the category bar here or in the text. Also I can search, and also I can filter by alphabet, by price, and by newest product or older product. For example, I add in this one, and this will in my product cart, and this one will be saved in both local storage and in both server. So for example, when I log out and I go back into this one, I don't have any current product cart because this is not a login account. So when I sign up again, I will check if the current product order is in my cart already. And when I go back to my cart, the current product order is set from database will retrieve here for me so I can see it. And however, I don't like this one, I can cancel and I order the product that I created before from the seller, from the new seller in here. So I can check out this one. If I don't want one product here, I can increase more and I check out. And when check out successfully, I need to confirm that by going to my order and see this new product that I ordered from seller, and I waited for them to accept. I waited for them to ship. So here, when I refresh the page again and I go to order, there is a customer order this one with 2 quantity. Some reason they can cancel, some they can ship. So in this case, I want to ship this product into the customer, and here will display all of the history statistics. And when I come back into the page of the customer, I refresh. You can see here the started is shipped now. So I can accept this product or I reject. If I accept this one, the current stock will be this. However, if I reject, the current stock will be back into 300 because the product will send back into the store warehouse of the seller. So here I will remove the reject. So it rejected, and when I refresh the page of the seller, it back to the stock 300. And that is all of our online website. And thank you for listening.